let's go. Hello, lovely people. It's that time of the week again. Welcome back to our channel. It's time with Eric and Marie. My name is Eric Amwakwa Buodi.
And I am his lovely wife, Marie Amwakwa.
My lovely wife. It's good to come your way again. For all those who are new to our channel, it's all about marriage and life, basically. That's what we talk about.
Yeah, and relationships for those of you who are up and coming. Because we are veterans now. So.
Oh, yes. To the glory of God, we've backed about 25 years behind us.
Oh, yeah.
And God has been good to us.
And that's no mean achievement.
I'm telling you.
It is no mean quarter of a century. Guys.
It's not easy. But God has been faithful.
Yeah.
God has been faithful. So, yes, we talk about our life, how we've done it, and also how we see things going, and pray that you pick up one or two from us as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Like Eric always, likes to say, we're not here to prescribe. We're not saying follow exactly what we do or what we say, or your marriage has to be like ours or whatever. No two marriages are the same. No two relationships.
I like that. No two marriages are the same.
No two relationships are the same. So, however yours is, embrace it and just commit to making it even better than it is now. So even for us, in as much as we gel, we flow, we have our own, that side of things, because we're human beings, and you know what I mean by that side of things.
Hey, every marriage goes through that.
Exactly, every relationship does. But at the end of the day, we are committed to always making it better and better.
Exactly. So what are we talking about today? Today we want to look at the aspect of not taking your spouse, your partner, your husband, your wife for granted, because we know that happens a lot in relationships, in every relationship, whether be it friendship, marriage, at the workplace. The more you get to know people, if you don't really make an effort, you take them for granted. And when it comes to marriage, that's something that has really caused a lot of people to divorce. And therefore, we're talking about how not to take your partner, your spouse, for granted.
Absolutely.
Do you want to set the ball rolling?
Yeah, so I think I'll flip the question to myself, because that's the best way I can answer it. So how have I not taken you for granted the past 25 years?
Right.
Exactly. I haven't taken you for granted because, number one, I value who you are as a person in my life. I always, sometimes when I'm having those moments, that I'm packing my bags, I'm leaving kind of moments. Yeah. Sometimes when I have those moments, say we've had a disagreement, an argument, or something, or I'm just going through the motions. Sometimes it could even be time of the month. You just want to be by yourself. You just whatever. I always like to bring myself back to the first day we met and how I felt about you. I always go back into my mind and remind myself of times where I've even prayed and thanked God for bringing you into my life. And how I've promised myself that I was never going to leave you, that I was going to be the best wife and enjoy my marriage. So I like to periodically remind myself of those things, and those always bring me back to that center point that, look, you mustn't take him for granted. And then it comes to the aspect of how you've supported me to be the woman that I am today. Because this man here has been through a lot. Let's just say in the last couple of years, getting myself into Ghanaian politics. That has to come into the equation.
It has to come in the equation, isn't it?
Getting myself into Ghanaian politics, and what came with it, the negativity that came with it, and how you stood by my side and always reminded me to overlook the negativity and focus on the why, the reason why I decided to get into it, because I wanted to make a difference in people's lives and ultimately make a difference, contribute my quota to moving the country forward. That was the greater purpose. So you being that solid, formidable force that I had, always knowing that I had these broad shoulders to lean back on, to fall back on. That makes me feel on top of the world.
Yeah.
So again, it doesn't make me take you for granted at all. And then, yeah, so that brings me to who you are in terms of being my husband, being my greatest cheerleader, my motivator, my influencer, the one who pushes me to reach out for my dreams. Of course, it doesn't make me take you for granted. And then being a provider. I mean, paying the mortgage for God knows how many years now. Single-handedly paying the mortgage.
Yeah.
And the majority of the bills in the house. I mean, if I tell you that by the grace of God, we are at that point where his brains have put us in a position where I can enjoy my life. How am I going to take somebody like this for granted? No. So, and then being a great father to the kids, goodness me, I think that's going to be your greatest legacy.
Do you know how the head is just, getting bigger and bigger?
And I'm being very honest. It's important I say them whilst you're here, whilst you're alive, for the world to know.
Exactly. Than wait till the tribute.
Yeah, of course.
Which will happen in 100 years' time.
Exactly. Be a hypocritical wife with a black scarf on top of my head, pretending. No. Let me let you know. Let me let the world know.
And I really appreciate what you've been saying so far. Yeah. And I take them to heart. Thank you, my love.
Thank you.
For all these words.
These are some of the things or the reasons why I can't bring myself round to take somebody like you for granted. And I remember when we had your 40th birthday party. We had I threw him a surprise 40th birthday party.
That was really nice of you as well.
And I remember saying to the guests who were there that you deserved it because even outside of being my husband, you are a good person. There are some human beings that you can just tell that this person is a good human being. Eric is one of them. Even if he wasn't my husband and, I knew him outside of marriage or whatever, as a human being, he's just a very good person. And for that reason, you don't deserve to be taken for granted by anyone.
I appreciate your kind words. So I'm going to flip the question around again, back to why do people take advantage of their partners for granted? Why? Many a times when we get married, when we are pursuing our spouses, we put on our best behaviors. Marie sees the best side of me all the time. I don't get angry at her even when she annoys me. I make sure I accommodate every aspect of her. I put in everything to make sure that I'm talking to her 24/7. I remember when we first met, we used to work at the same place. After working for about 8 hours, we'll get home and I'll give her a call and then we'll talk for about another hour, 2 plus, every single day without fail. And I never got bored of it. These are things that I used to do when I was dating her. But many a times in marriages in particular, when we've been with someone for a long time, we think, oh, we've already got them. So we don't put in the same effort as we used to do when we're pursuing after them. And these are some of the reasons why marriages go stale over the years. Because we don't put in that same, number one, commitment, the same effort. Whatever we saw in them, we think we've got them and therefore that is it. But marriage is a very long journey. It doesn't end there. And I want us to just reflect in areas of our lives where we've not really, our partners are around them, but we've not seen them. Everybody desires to be what? To be heard and to be seen.
Yeah.
So if in marriages we are not really making the effort to see our husband, not physically seeing them, but recognizing their presence around us on a daily basis, and also having their viewpoint in mind, considering where they are coming from at all times, then we tend to take advantage of that. We ignore their point of view. Now, I want us to look at the area of considering their feelings as well. being in their viewpoint. Many a times when, let's say, Marie is telling me something, I make a conscious effort to pause and listen to her. I don't ignore her in that. Sometimes if she's talking about Ghanaian politics, for instance, I might not be entirely aligned with her way of thought or the subject area that she's talking about. But because she is my wife, she is Marie, I make it a point to listen to her and pay her that attention. Yeah, so these are things that we need to consider in our marriages. And if it comes to telling you who Marie is and the way I appreciate her in my life, I mean, we'll be here till the dogs come back home. She's a person who is dedicated to her cause. She's someone who came into my life and has opened my eyes to many dimensions of life. Men, we like to go a certain way and we stick to that without exploring other areas of life. Marie has opened my eyes to other areas of life, and for that I appreciate you.
Thank you.
For your forcefulness and dedication in life, that has also put me on my toes every time. I appreciate that as well. And for your unflinching love to myself and the kids, I appreciate you.
Thank you. I'm blushing.
So that goes to show that we should be grateful for our partners all the time, not just taking them for granted. We should be grateful that we have them around us, because as human beings we'll not be here forever. So as we have them, let's show them that gratitude. Let's compliment them when we need to. Let us recognize what they are also doing in our lives, because without them we can't do everything. They play a key role in our lives.
Yeah. And let me also say thank you to you for those very nice, lovely, kind words. It's a morale booster.
Mm-hmm.
It helps you. First of all, it makes you feel appreciated.
Yeah.
So you want to continue to give more of yourself, more of your commitment to the marriage. You want to continue to ensure that you're putting in your best foot forward. More love, more zeal, more of your energy, your money, your ideas,
Exactly.
everything. You're 100% into it to ensure that it works, so that first of all you enjoy it, but others around you as well can enjoy and can emulate, can learn from you to better theirs, especially for the younger ones, the up and coming ones, because there seems to be this ideology or notion out there that marriage is a very difficult thing, marriage is hard. These are things people have said to themselves for so long that it's almost as if it's become established. Marriage is hard if you want it to be hard, or difficult if you want it to be difficult. We always said to ourselves that we were going to make our marriage enjoyable, and to the best of our ability, we've done just that.
I think it comes from commitment from both of us. If we set ourselves up to do something, we see it through, no matter the challenges that come. We're not saying that 25 years has been plain sailing, it's been a smooth journey and all that. We've seen our fair share of challenges, I tell you.
Yeah.
And
but you know why I'm laughing.
Yes, I'm trying to get in my head.
I remember some years back, we watched, well over 10 years ago, we watched so there's this American talk show by a doctor called Dr. Phil.
Okay.
And a couple came on Dr. Phil's show. They were so drowned in debt. And when Dr. Phil tried to get to the bottom of why they were drowned in debt, the woman said, it's because we've been traveling the world, enjoying ourselves, just having fun together as a couple. And Dr. Phil asked them, so do you have any regrets? And the man was like, no. Both of them resoundingly said, we don't have any we don't have any regrets. And Dr. Phil said, really? You're in all this debt and you have no regrets? They said, yes, because we saw the world together.
I think it's a commitment they made to themselves, and they enjoyed the process.
Exactly.
So,
and for me, what I took away that day was the fact that we were going to commit to each other, travel the world, and have fun. And so, somewhere around just about when we were turning 40, because we're just a year apart.
In our mid 40s now.
we're just a year apart in age from each other. So just when we were turning, Eric was turning 40 and I was going to turn 40 the following year, we said to ourselves, you know what, we're going to commit to traveling. We're going to tour the world and enjoy.
And we've done exactly so.
We've done exactly so. We've done quite a bit.
And we are still on it. We've got our bucket list, our travel bucket list. And we are just ticking off the boxes. We're just doing it.
We've done quite a bit. We've done it with our kids as well. And for us,
I think it's the feelings and the memories that it brings to us.
The experiences,
way whatever money that we've
put into it. So
and we make more money as we travel.
Exactly. Because one thing we said to ourselves was we weren't just going to, put the money in our bank and save all our money in our bank account and be miserable. No, we were going to do our best to have a balanced life in terms of our finances. Do our little investments here and there, but also incorporate a lot of fun and experiences into our marriage to create memories, because life is all about memories. And so today, when I'm making reference to this, I'm laughing because the memories that we've made through our traveling, when we're going through our photos, as you can see this TV behind us, Eric has stored a lot of our photos. Somehow
Amazon Photos, yes.
Yeah, somehow he's connected it to the television. So a lot of times when we're sitting here and our
TV like goes on,
goes on standby, all we see is just our memories of the traveling with our kids and all that, and it makes us happy. We bond on, we bond a lot on things like that. So,
and I also think that that's one of the ways that you wouldn't take your spouse for granted.
Yeah.
When you've shared these experiences together, when you reach the hard times of your marriage or your relationship, you reflect, as Marie said in the beginning, on these moments that you shared with your partner. And that lets you go back to the moments that you shared together, and that unites you to a greater extent.
Yeah. And one thing Eric is very good at is we have a family WhatsApp platform. So himself, myself, and our 3 daughters. And every so often he would put a photo of either one of our, somewhere we've been to, either as a couple or as a family. He'll put an old photo in the WhatsApp.
Dating back to about 10 years ago, for instance.
To remind us,
jog our memories.
Yes, of who we are as a family. And he'll, sometimes maybe put a little narrative on there, just to remind us. And it's true. It's things like that, memories like that, just doesn't allow you to take each other for granted. In fact, it makes you want to create more of such for yourselves. So I would say, if you're a couple going through any challenges at the moment, first of all, it's normal. As Eric said, we have had our fair share. We continue to. It's normal. We're all humans. We all go through it. All marriages go through it. The most important thing is how you're able to come out of it. And it's imperative that we understand that we shouldn't take, or we mustn't take each other for granted. Also, especially because you just never know in life. I remember a couple of days before our wedding day, we visited one of my father's friends who was a lecturer in one of the universities in New York, Queens in America, New York. He had come to Ghana. We visited him. And this man said to us that the only thing he was going to say to us was that no matter what, in the course of our marriage, if we fight, we must learn not to go to bed without apologizing to each other and maybe giving each other a kiss or something. Like, when the Bible says don't let the sun go down on your anger. I still am working on that, let me be very honest. But it's important that we learn how to do that, because you just never know in life. So again, in terms of the topic tonight, why we mustn't take each other for granted, these are some of the reasons. You just never know. Anything can happen when one is asleep. And in order for you not to live the rest of your life in guilt or regret, it's important that you make amends no matter what happens in the course of the day.
That's right.
Yeah.
So yes, I'll conclude here by saying that we are each other's keeper. We've only got ourselves, and we are the most important person in each other's life, apart from God and ourselves.
Yeah.
So you take yourself, you take God, you take yourself first. The next person who is important in your life is your spouse. So we shouldn't take such a person or each other for granted in that sense. Yeah. So let's keep working on our marriages. Let's keep working on ourselves and enjoy the best of marriages that you've got.
And for some of you out there as well, allowing friends and family into your marriages, and putting them over your spouses, again, is something you need to work on. So that will be my final remarks, to be honest.
Right.
As Eric said, marriage is bliss.
Yes, and if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do hit on the subscribe button and the notification sign as well, so that whenever we load a new video, you'll be notified of it, and enjoy our content as we bring them your way. God bless you.
Thank you.
Have a great evening. Bye-bye.
Bye.